Turnabout Airlines. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief. Thinking back, everything began on the fateful day 2 days ago. 2 days earlier. Edgeworth? Oh, no, it's just one. You get drunk on an airline? Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Get some fucking mile-high shit in here. Thank you for flying iFly Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Flight I-390, first floor lounge. This is a fucking fancy-ass flight. God, I need to stop going on late-night binges. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Huh. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Not my flight, though admittedly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Did my fucking card fall? What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. I heard someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket. Oh, my head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. Huh. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. It's normal to... Oh. What the? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Ah! He's dead! Please calm down. You mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No. You have it all wrong. It wasn't me. You're the murderer. That lady's the murderer 100%. 100%. She immediately wanted to throw the blame on someone else. March at 6:41, 12th at 6:41 a.m. Flight I-390, second floor, first class. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I'm one of your flight attendants today. Rhoda Tenero? Sure. Unfortunately, we just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat it like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. Why does he have a fucking backpack on? Is he gonna jump? What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We're still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off this plane. Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. You bitch! I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you, I am not the killer. Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say. However, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. I swear to God, bitch, you are going to jail the second I get out of my fucking handcuffs. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenero, is it? Sure. Tenero? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But to be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Bitch, I'm going to break you. What she saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. The murder weapon? That's it. That's her evidence. I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? No, really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. I wasn't holding any fucking murder weapon, what? The murder weapon dripping with blood. Really now. I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me. You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of a murder. Nonsense. Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and now listening to your defense all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. Do I have, like, any evidence on me? I can't check, can I? Yeah, I wasn't holding that. Oh, they emptied out the wallet, too. Okay. Whoa, shit. That's gonna be important. Okay, so... I'm gonna fucking try. I was holding this wallet. Miss Tenero? What is it with this yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct? Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sent a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. You know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible! Now then, do you think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind to take a whiff. I think you would agree it's only grape juice. Then... That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! The other one does. There's like a weight thing with blood on it. There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Wait just a second. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling and tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Niero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Examine. It seems this passport is all that's in there. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was a murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is... just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. Republic of Virginia. Wallet added. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Fine, fuck it, I found it on the ground. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon. But it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. This fucking bitch, dude. Holy fuck. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? No. So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Fucking eye twitch, too. Her logic's fucking god-awful trash. Give me a fucking pretty flight attendant that I can talk to, okay? Not this bitch. I already know. I can just present this. There's literal money laying on the ground. I wonder if I get a word... if I might get a word in, Miss Tiniero. Tiniero? Whatever. What is it now? Miss Tiniero? Tiniero? It should be like that, right? I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene would prove that the motive for the murder was not money? I don't know, the credit cards, the other credit card, the money, the coins, everything on the ground. If I may direct you to the attention to the things strewn all over the floor... That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer, and I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there is no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But, the wallet. Fuck the wallet. Yes, the wallet. You also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks's passport. If you really insisted that it was a crime based on greed, and you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me. Please. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? She's fucking stupid. So that guy isn't the killer? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you please be quiet? Mr. Niero, Tenero, you lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. I'm putting you under arrest. What? What is it now? What? Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd much obliged. Sounds like Borginian. But I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight here. I said that he is giving the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir. I want the person to be under arrest until we arrive at the airport. He's the one that did it. I'm gonna say everyone did it, okay? I'm sorry, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it that you want? I have finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be under arrest until we land. Ha! You! How dare you try to waste my time? You're the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I hope that I don't dissolve in water. But I don't think that's what you meant. Unless he means, like, insolvent is like a fucking business. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I am a very wealthy man in Virginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout. I have to explain. Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it, yes, I did. I saw the victim go into the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of the time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Ah, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Ah, Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that the man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was the prosecutor, yes? Couldn't he have, like, hit him when the elevator was open, kill him? No, I had the wallet on me, so the person had to be in the lounge at some point. Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was still eating. I still haven't finished, see? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have, what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw. Enough to give testimony? Of course. I was looking at the man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine. Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. What description? It sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone, a laptop, or organizer I can see, but that's a kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty, all it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Mr. Nero, yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you'd grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that's how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Mr. Nero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You're not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We shall see. Miss Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I'm in your debt, Mr. Nero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural, as I am still the suspect in this case. Grr. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope that this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Is there really no other flight attendant that I can talk with? Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to touch the partner button. It's time to head to the crime scene at the first floor lounge. Wait. Hello. Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? Why can't I talk with her instead? That's my partner. You there. Yawns. You need something, please ask Miss Rhoda. Okay. What the? Hey, wake up, you! I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Yeah. Okay. Calm down, buddy. March 12th, 7:26 a.m. I-390, first floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Mr. Nero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting your permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed. I see. I'll bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you're not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on a board? I don't think so. After every first class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for the business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff key. We found no record of a keycard being used at all. Which means that I have a first class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. Well, yeah, if it was like some broke bitch, well, they would have stolen the money. And one other thing, no one else has been allowed near the crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statement. The crime occurred between 6 and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was somewhere else. If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. I don't like her either way. What's this? The implied shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires the flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to the passengers are the first and second, huh? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What's this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Mr. iFly. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell in our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, so it's so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment. But it was open the whole flight until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on him. Could this have been the murder weapon? Yes. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator in this flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead. Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right here. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although no symptom seems to have appeared. Anyways, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could that be the cause of death? Here, he appears to have been struck very hard. What's this, like, cord thing around him? Even his glasses are broken. Wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. Something is missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I'd guess it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. Let's, 1 force trauma. Put that. A statue with blood on it lying next to the victim of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on it, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Or aren't we discovering the master of the obvious title? Master of the obvious title. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more befitting. Oblivious, be more befitting. Murder weapon. No. Glasses and candles are thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've been seen these big messes. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was a second earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for the gas valves to shut off. And I frantically started searching for the gas valves to shut off. I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know since I was unconscious for most of it. Gas valves. Fucking, can I investigate whatever? Okay, there. Just toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Oh no, look at that grape juice staining on the back. I may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. It was. Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to our plane, to tour out this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They had added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Well, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see him confusing the conversation would get. Exactly. What or who is this? It's the bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The one on the left is of the one when he was in his 40s, and the other is of him in his 80s. It looks the exact damn same. Did the man actually age in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through this area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. Bitch. The door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great, however to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beyond this door. I do! Please, we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. I'm thinking of women. The grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. But its keys depressed along with the music. As though there really is someone playing it. That would be cool. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. That's fucking epic, okay? What the fuck's this thing on the ground? Just thing on the ground? Open this now. In-flight shot. Open it! Open it. You fucking whore. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. There's feet going to there. Well, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? These footprints! What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we both agree that they're a set of footprints. Measure the size. So you think... Yes, these belong to our killer. Then maybe we should track the shoe size of everyone in first class. I don't think that would be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it harder to get a definite match. But we can eliminate who has too big or too small feet. Because even if it's smudged a little, we'll know if like someone has like massive fucking feet, it just won't fit. Because even being smudged. Look, the feet go this way. The feet go this way. This is where they go.